about it, everybody? My name is Bart Winkler. I've got Ryan Horvat with me. You can also check us out on the Dan Schani YouTube stream. This is a big weekend. Obviously, we've got the Packers coming up against the Saints, and I don't know if David Bakhtiari is going to play or not. I don't know how much you've talked to Sparky or whatever, but I'm super in on conspiracy that he tried to protest, then he got backlash, and now he's going to sit out to cover his ass. So I don't know if you care about that story or not.
No, I mean, like I do, but like this goes back to. All right, so
either way, he's been nursing a knee injury for 3 years.
So here's the thing: like David Bakhtiari,
my mother-in-law replaced 2 knees in the span of 6 months and can walk better now than him.
Dude, I got arthritis in my fucking hip, and they keep having to try to hold the kid back. I'm out there running full courts, though. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, this is what I'm saying. So I'll always love like Aaron Rodgers, Randall Cobb, Adrian Amos, but it was like time for the retirement home, the left wing of the retirement home, to go to New York, obviously. And I get it because he's still one of the better pass protection left tackles in the league. You know, a pass pro obviously grades out very well still. He's still a hell of a player, but he's not getting any younger. And you look at what the Packers have historically done, and I get, it's easier to trade him away next year and move off of that contract. But you look at what they've done historically and the things that have pissed us off but have always been the right decisions. It's saying goodbye to Corey Linsley and TJ Lang and Josh Sitton a year too early rather than a year or two too late. And Bakhtiari is still a hell of a player, but they should have just traded him to New York.
They'll never sign, they're not signing Jenkins. They'll never sign a lineman like this again.
And that's the one position that they've done a hell of a job evaluating and bringing in. Like, sure, like some of these guys have been frustrating as shit. I never need to see any more Royce Newman in my life ever again. You got to move off of those guys a little bit quicker. I mean, it's obviously a really hard position to pick up. Any position on the offensive line, especially the tackle position. And you have a young quarterback in Jordan Love, so you want him to do right, especially because this year and next year, all about evaluating Jordan Love. So you want him to have your tackle out there, your all-pro tackle, but he's never out there, dude. And like, does he want to play football anymore? He got the bag, and Rodgers and his buddies left, and I feel like now he's kind of just like, fuck it. And I know fuck it. So I'd trade his ass. I did get like a
nobody
kick
knows fuck it more than you.
I got a kick out of like him like giving Demoski shit and stuff. I still like Bakhtiari, but the reason I like the Packers this year, and I'm all in on them, they're fun. Like last week, granted they lost that game to Atlanta. It was a fun game to watch. It was frustrating because the defense is still the same defense. And I was sick last week, so I actually didn't have the chance to talk to Sparky. I'll talk with him tomorrow, or Friday. We're recording this on a Thursday. But really quick on that, exciting game, fun. I saw you shitting on LaFleur a little bit. I actually thought LaFleur was in his bag. I thought he was really good. I thought Jordan.
I think
Joe Barry
knows how to call football. I just think he's a bad management of game man.
And I don't want people calling me Gary Wolfel on Twitter and like people actually liking this nonsense, but I'm sold on, I think LaFleur is good. I don't know that he's great. I think Jordan Love's good. I think the offense is really fun. Like, look what they did. We still haven't seen Christian Watson. Romeo Doubs is banged up. Jaden Reed's looked pretty damn good as a rookie. He's finding guys, Jordan Love. But Joe Barry, not good. Also can't take all the blame, though, because this team still can't fucking tackle. So what I'm wondering...
Savage had the guy in the backfield on 4th and 2.
I know how good Bijan is, too. Like, we all got to see the cool Twitter video. But
yeah,
not all on Joe Barry. I think some of it has to fall on Gutekunst and how he's evaluating this talent on the defensive side of the ball. I hate to say it, but like my biggest question marks involving this team, I don't want to be called the Jordan Love hater anymore. I think Jordan Love is like, that's the reason I'm excited to watch every Sunday right now. I have no beef with Jordan Love. I wanted Aaron Rodgers as a starting quarterback until it was time for him to retire, but I have no beef with Jordan Love. I actually think he's exciting. The offense is fun, but the defense, I don't know, man. Like, I love Jair, right? He's a good corner, but is he a great corner? Is he really the best corner in the league? He talks a lot of shit. And I know that, like, if you look at the numbers, the Pro Football Focus numbers, they're great. But like, you got to fucking house that pick six, dude. You don't get many opportunities because they don't target you very often. And he's still giving up grabs. And a lot of
Nothing
that I
I
know you're
hate more than the almost
coverage.
catch. Look at your hands. How did you let me down?
I feel like that defense, like there's they talk a lot of shit, but they've never fucking done anything. And so, you know, that's still my issue with this team. But they're fun as hell. That game was fun. But that's the reason I can't say this is a playoff team or this is a team that can win a playoff game, because it still has nothing to do with Jordan Love or the offense. Although, hold on. I do got to get back to the offense. Now we know why they were making phone calls for Jonathan Taylor. And I'm not going to lie. I don't think I'd give up making phone calls for Jonathan Taylor. He's going to play this year. Somebody's going to get desperate enough, probably Miami. I can't watch any more A.J. Dillon. I'm sure he's a great guy. I know that he spends a bunch of money and helps the economy in Door County. I want to see, is he in Door County, though, in the wintertime, or is he only there in the summertime?
I'm just tired of him tripping over nothing.
Dude, like I've said since his rookie year, he looks like Mike Allstott. He runs like Warwick Dunn. Aaron Jones is a $165. He runs harder. And the problem is none of these other guys are any good either. So that's the only issue I have with the offense is A.J. Dillon he's bad. He's bad. I don't think he's an NFL running back.
Well, maybe he'll join the new XFL USFL merger. Big news in my neck of the woods.
I can't.
I think that is huge. That merger of those two leagues saved football in America, because the Saudis were going to try to buy one and they'd fuck everything up. So thank God they didn't. We'll get to the NFL picks, but Ryan Horvat, there, you know, sometimes people search their whole life for like the meaning of life and specifically their life. But it's without question, you were put on this earth to watch and bet college football. And what an amazing weekend we're going to have. Clemson's dog shit, but I guess that Florida State Clemson game will be fun. UCLA and Utah are two ranked teams going at it. Ole Miss and Alabama, Oregon State, Washington State. But no one will watch that because they'll watch Ohio State, Notre Dame. And you've got Iowa, Penn State at the same time. My Colorado Buffaloes, a 21-point dog against Oregon. This is just going to be an epic-ass Saturday. You know, we've been treated in these college football weekends, one game, two games, not really anything fun, but this kind of went crazy. This Saturday's going to be bonkers, man.
Oh, I can't wait, man. Notre Dame, Ohio State, the primetime matchup. We haven't beat them since 1936.
Can you bet that game without being a homer?
Yeah, I bet Ohio State. Well, what I did was I bet the game of the year, 7.5 Notre Dame was, and I was like, the market's off on Notre Dame. I think they're going to be a lot better than the market's projecting here. And I was right because we're all the way down to 3, but then I had to buy back in on Ohio State. I just think so. I think Notre Dame is going to be a really popular underdog, and I should want to take my team. They're at home. And I heard a guy that I really like, Brad Powers, he was talking about this. If I don't want to steal people's shit, if I hear it, I got to. But I've always had this issue as a Notre Dame fan too. Anytime like Ohio State comes to town, it's always 50-50 or like 60-40. Like it's kind of like when the Cubs like invade Miller Park, you know what I mean? Like that blows because you have home field advantage. Not that it really matters so much in baseball, but it does in football. And it's probably going to be like fucking 50% Ohio State fans. That scares me a little bit. But what really scares me, I love Sam Hartman. But if you actually watch these last two games, last week they didn't play anybody. They played Central Michigan, and he took a couple really bad shots. He took this one shot, and then he missed a couple throws after that. But 2 weeks ago against North Carolina State, there was this weather delay, and it was 2.5 hours long. Before that, though, Notre Dame didn't look very good in the first half. They only had 3 points. And Sam Hartman was getting the shit kicked out of him. And the reason I liked him at Notre Dame was because I was like, all right, this is going to be the best offensive line he's played behind. They don't run the mesh offense. You know, at Wake Forest, they run a great offense, but the linemen there are 250 pounds, and they don't really have a run game. Notre Dame has the best running back in all of college football, Audric Estime. Go back and watch the YouTube clip last week of him hurdling a motherfucker. What I love about him, he's what you want in A.J. Dillon. In fact, Matt LaFleur is a Notre Dame guy. Please draft Audric Estime. Please. Like, watch all the film on this guy. He's the number 1 rusher in all of college football. He averages 6 yards per carry after initial contact, whereas A.J. Dillon just falls to his the fucking ground for whatever reason. This dude is just boom. Anyway, though, the worry I have in this game, Ohio State's defense, I think, is really, really good. Top 10 in the country. I know the offense isn't the offense from last year. Kyle McCord isn't CJ Stroud. But I wonder what Notre Dame does defensively. Do you play man coverage on Marvin Harrison, maybe play a safety up top? That's what I would do. Force them to run the ball, force Kyle McCord to make his second read, try to take Marvin Harrison out of the game, make some mistakes, hopefully. First road start against Notre Dame in hostile territory against a pretty good defense that gets healthier this week. But the reason I have to take Ohio State is their defense. Sawyer on one end, JTT on one end. Not your classic like Nick Bosa, Chase Young type edge rushers. But Notre Dame's offensive line, Joe Alt, their tackle, is going to be a first-round pick. But on the other side, I'm worried. And then their interior, their offensive line, is getting the shit kicked out of them the last couple of weeks against lesser competition. So they haven't beat them since 1936. I'll gladly lose some money. I just think that everybody's going to take Notre Dame. It seems great on paper because Sam Hartman's the best quarterback in the nation right now. But the games, as you know, Bart, are won in the trenches. And Ohio State just has so much freaking talent that I still think that they win this game, unfortunately. Favorite bet, though? Fuck your Buffaloes, dude. Here's the problem. The market, we were going to get such a gift. It was going to be a 15-point spread. My life savings were all going to go on Oregon, who I like a lot. I love their coach, Dan Lanning. They're tougher than your usual Oregon team. Bo Nix is a Heisman candidate, completes 70% of his passes, a bunch of weapons. They hung 80 week one. Colorado's defense is shit once you get past their starters. Like, Colorado is a better football team than we projected because Deion brought a bunch of 4 and 5 stars with them. Their starters are good, but their depth isn't. Their backups aren't very good. It's a lot of the shit that was left over from last year. You know what I mean? It's a lot of shit that was left over from the last 3 years when they went 5-21. And now, I know Travis Hunter is only a wide receiver, only a DB, but he's fucking both, and he plays 126 snaps. And if they win 9 games, he's a Heisman candidate. Now he's out the next month. You don't have him in this game. I think that's worth more to the market than it should be, only because they don't have that depth behind him. And this team isn't very good in the secondary. And now you're going against Oregon and all those.
I just wish so many people didn't root against. Like, so many people are rooting against them.
Well,
They're
here's the
watching
problem.
At 1:15 in the morning, not me rooting for them. Getting as drunk as I've been in way too long, but rooting against them.
Me too, though. Colorado State wins that game if they don't commit 15 penalties for 190 yards or whatever.
Sanders has a 98-yard drive.
But, you know, like, what sucks is
and their coach should have win for 2 in overtime.
The market caught on, though. They were like, all right, smart guys. Because the smart people are all waiting to fade Colorado and bet the good teams in the Pac-12 because the Pac-12 is loaded this year.
But you've been against Colorado since week 2.
But the problem is that the market was like, all right, we know you guys have been waiting for this. You're not getting 15 points, even though Travis Hunter, a wide receiver or DB, should only be worth like half of a point to the market. We're going to make it more. And because Colorado shit the bed, they were 3-4 touchdown favorites over Colorado State, and they had to win that game in overtime. So now we go from 15 all the way to 21. Now we need to lay 3 touchdowns, and we have to hope for stops against that awesome offense. But here's the thing. Like, I think Oregon's going to be able to get pressure without blitzing. Sanders has been awesome, but he's not really a running quarterback. The matchups all favor Oregon. The bet to make, though, is Oregon first half. Unfortunately, it went from 11.5 to 13, but Oregon minus 13 first half, biggest bet of the year. All right, let's talk some college or some NFL.
We'll get to that here. I do want to remind friends of the show that Happy Place Hemp has a promo code that when you go to the website, you type in BART at checkout and you get 25% off every order. May I suggest these CBD CBN gummies that I have been really talking about a lot? They are the ones that work great for me to help me sleep. As you guys know, I've had a cough on you. Oh my Christ. It doesn't help. This is not cough medicine, but I have a hard time falling asleep, which has been a common thing my whole life for some reason. Too much rattling on in the brain. These gummies help kind of settle me down a little bit and I could fall asleep. Also, the Delta 8s, the Delta 9s, they have the 50 milligram Delta 8s if you want to really have a fun weekend, like Chris Russell taking gummies and watching college football. You could do that. HappyPlaceHemp.com is where you can order yours. Promo code is BART, 25% off every order. Hey, I got to tell you who I saw at my kids swimming.
Who?
You want to guess?
How would I know?
So it's another Milwaukee area dad with kids roughly my age as my kid.
Dario.
No, he's actually been in the news a lot because Shannon Sharp is shitting all over his brothers. Giannis.
Shut up, really?
Yeah. Yeah. He was in the session before my kid. So what would you do if you saw Giannis at your kid's swimming? Would you talk to him?
No, I'd probably leave him alone, dude, because like he's there to watch his kid, and I would think it would be weird if you weren't there to
There are
do
a few guys talking to him. I would have loved to be like, hey, take a picture with my kid. But I didn't do that. Some little kid asked him for a picture, and he said, let me get my kids. And then he did, and then he took a picture. And this is why, like, this week is I only bring this up not to like, well, I bring it up because it makes me look cool because I saw him. But also, Giannis is getting shit on by Shannon Sharp for his brothers being on the roster. Technically, only one is. But this is the kind of scrutiny that's going to envelop him if he goes anywhere else ever. Or he could live in Milwaukee, go to, swim school, and pretty much be left alone. I mean, what other superstar could take their kids to a swim school and then pretty much be left alone? I don't think he's leaving. So I just wanted to brag that I saw him. Not that I haven't I don't want to brag too. I actually I watched Duke UCF with him when Taco Fall was there.
Oh yeah, and he told you that he wanted to dunk on Taco Fall.
He did. He said, I can't wait to dunk on him. Now, by watch, I mean, I was in the locker room post game and they held up post game so that everyone could watch that game. But I also stuck a mic in his face once with a piece of paper and I said, can you read this? And he goes, yeah. Bucks post game on 12:50 a.m.
I don't like being that fucking guy, dude, because like I want these guys to, I don't know. I would rather like be their friends. Like I would rather Giannis, one day he might see you and he might be like, I like that motherfucker because it's swim. When I was trying to watch my kids, he let me. He didn't come.
I feel like he did. I was wearing my Ed Sheeran NFL shirt.
Well, you know what you should do?
Notice the shirt.
You know what you should do that would be dope again if you ever like go back to this thing. So is he going to be there again?
I don't know. I think what happened was everybody acted pretty cool, but there was a vibe, and you could tell everyone was texting.
Yeah,
like, oh my God, Giannis.
That's the thing, like he.
So I feel like next week at that time that he was there, everyone's gonna shuffle their kids, and try to have them. Holy shit!
That's the thing. Like he can't like just throw on like a hoodie and some sunglasses because he's like 7'8". Fucking Giannis, like with shoulders as big as everybody else's head. So he can't like, Tom Cruise, Miles Teller, they could just like throw on a hat and a hoodie. I think what you do is if you do go back, you wear like the fucking Air Freaks, the Air Freak Nike shirt. You get like draped in Giannis shit and like let him know you're a huge fan, but you're also not going to bother him. Maybe give him a head nod. And who knows, maybe he'll be like, I like this guy. And you'll get invited to, like Greek night.
Our kids are the same age. We're destined to be friends.
Maybe you guys could go down to Gino's place where Bill Michaels saw the naked bicyclers and told the story on air 3 consecutive days in March. I saw Coach Bud the other night. Hey, Bud. Yeah. Anyway.
I think Bud's still bumming around here, too. Someone saw him recently. All right, let's get to the Coach, chlorophyll, as you
more like Coach Bum.
Coach Bum, because you changed the D to an M.
I forgot he doesn't have a job. That's awesome, though. He's probably just like fucking sitting around with this championship ring, drinking bottles of Red at Julio's. Anyway, all right. So Thursday night, man, what a Thursday night game, right? Woo!
Love this.
You told everybody you told everybody I would take the Giants. You were wrong. I would take San Francisco. The Giants are shit.
Okay, well,
maybe I was wrong though, right?
I'm too lazy to edit.
All right, let's start this game. Let's start with this line doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Game of the week brought to you by nobody yet, but you can get your ad right here if you contact Bart. All right, so the Chargers.
Ryan Horvat Fridays available for sponsorship.
So the Chargers opened up as 1.5-point favorites.
Today they'll be sponsored by our friends at 4Golf, 4golfapparel.com. Promo code Bart. 4golfapparel.com. They've got golf shirts and hats for like the fatties like me.
Yeah.
So at some point we'll find our swing of the day, our eagle of the day, our birdie of the day.
Oh, I like that actually. All right.
Yeah.
Here's one where the Vikings. All right. So the Chargers opened up.
This is the worst game of the they shouldn't even let you bet on this game.
Yeah. I mean, the Chargers opened up.
You can bet on this game, but all bets should be refunded. These two
Chargers
teams playing each other at 0-2 is a recipe for disaster.
The Chargers opened up as 1.5-point favorites. They're now 1-point dogs. Minnesota is a 1-point favorite over the Chargers, which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense because the Chargers were 3-point favorites over the Dolphins. The Chargers were favored last week and lost that game against the Titans. Closed as 3-point favorites, 2.5 in some shops. Now they're dogs to the Minnesota Vikings, who are 0-2 with a terrible defense. This has stink written all over it, which means the Chargers aren't what I thought they were. They're really bad still, and Brandon Staley might be the first coach fired.
Well, the Chargers are what you think they are. Like, what you think about the Chargers is what they should be. But Brandon Staley is such a roadblock.
Yeah, dude, the Vikings are going to win this game. Like, this is where 10-year-old Ryan would be like, what the fuck? Chargers, I know they're 0-2, but they lost to the Dolphins and the Titans on the road. They're going to be fine. They have
Vikings can move the football. It's turnovers that are killing them. I'm with you on the Vikings.
That's the thing. Like, Kellen Moore isn't the issue. Justin Herbert's pushing the ball a little bit more down the field. Offense could be a little bit better. But the defense, man, and they had the sack numbers. They were able to get after Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill had one of the better games of his career. Ryan Tannehill in the year 2023 can't be thrown for over 300 yards. We called this one, though. We both went with the Titans theory last week. We were right. I think the Vikings and all that offense are going to put points up on the Chargers. Maybe they get a couple takeaways. I don't know how they win this game, but the market's telling me that somehow they do. So I'm going to just take Minnesota. Skull. I hate that I have to do it because I picked the Chargers to win the Super Bowl.
I do the clap because I'm with you.
Skull. I hate that we have to do this, though. So go Chargers. I hope we're both wrong.
Yeah, we love the Chargers. We're big fans.
All right, here's another one. I'm going to be chalky. We get the Buffalo Bills opened at 4.5 all the way out to 6.5, taking on the Washington Commanders, who are somehow 2-0, 6.5-point dogs. They beat the Denver Broncos. You know why? Sean Payton. Here's a hot take for you. How overrated is Sean Payton? Right? Mike McCarthy might be a better coach.
Oh, I say this every time I do CBS. I go, and I think actually Michaels is the one that I first heard say he's McCarthy with better PR. I don't know. Maybe not.
I mean, like, Sean Payton seems to be going through some sort of like crisis in life, right?
Well, Sean Payton bought a house sight unseen, and he realizes it's a shithole. I
don't like I get like Nathaniel Hackett sucks, and I'm not defending Hackett, but I just thought that was kind of a dickhead move too. Like, Sean Payton thinks he's the guy. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? Kind of guy. You won one Super Bowl with Drew Brees. Yeah, you got back to one, but you lost. You won one Super Bowl. You know who else won one Super Bowl? Mike McCarthy. You know who's going to win another one this year, baby? Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, I agree.
Said, the Bills are 6.5-point favorites over the Fighting Tobies. Good little story the Fighting Tobies are right now. I've come back around on the Bills. I think Josh Allen and the Bills are going to be fine. I think they beat they do this, though. Like, they lose games against good teams because Josh Allen plays hero ball, but they do this. They beat the shit out of the bad teams. And I still think the Commanders are a bad team. Give me the Bills -6.5 here.
I kind of want to take the Commanders as
the Commandos,
not to win. 6.5.
A lot of points.
I mean, Commanders did like almost blow that game. I mean, yeah, the Hail Mary, but all right, I'll ride Bills with you.
Imagine hitting a Hail Mary and then missing the 2-point conversion to tie the game. But then again, imagine like throwing a Hail Mary in a playoff game and then not even touching the ball and losing.
Yeah, that would suck, whoever that ever happened to.
Fucking Rodgers, that choke artist. I wish he could have played defense that year too. All right, here's one that I've bet. I bet Atlanta +5, and I beat the market because it's down to 3.5. They take on the Detroit Lions, 3.5-point favorites. Detroit wins week 1 against Kansas City without Travis Kelce and Chris Jones. That was their Super Bowl. They got their fucking their
ski mask.
Ski masks, thank you. Their foot. I've been sick all week. Their foot soldier probably have COVID. Definitely have COVID. Their ski masks going on. I don't give a shit. Atlanta. A lot of people were like shitting on the Packers or us, and they're like, Atlanta sucks. I don't think Atlanta sucks. I think Desmond Ridder sucks. I think Taylor Heineke might be an upgrade actually. But Bijan's awesome. Algier's awesome. And the defense isn't awesome, but the defense is a lot better after they spent all that money and they brought in a guy like Jesse Bates. So I like Atlanta in this game, at least to cover the number. I think we overhyped Detroit a little bit. I mean, they probably win the NFC North. We'll see. I like the Dirty Birds +3.5.
Lions were almost my survivor pick this week. I do like Detroit.
I think they're going to
like them. I like them. I like Detroit.
For survivors, there's double-digit favorites. Why the fuck would you go with the Lions?
I would take a breakfast ball on this one, though. I think, for my friends at 4golfapparel.com. I think that I may be wrong, but I'm not doing survivor. There's a very obvious survivor team, clearly. And you have to take them.
Niners?
Chiefs. Unless you think the Bears are going to rally around dysfunction. We'll get there. But I like the Lions to win this game and to cover. So,
all right.
But give me the mulligan if I'm wrong. That'll be my mulligan play.
Ooh, I beat the market here. Patriots opened up as 4.5-point dogs on the look ahead. Now 2.5-point favorites because Aaron Rodgers is dead. Zach Wilson shit. Jets go back home. Breece Hall's tweeting out that he only touched the football 4 times. They're all upset. I bet the Jets is 3-point dogs because that's like a 7.5-point adjustment to the market, which makes sense because you go from Aaron Rodgers to the Zach Wilson ban. But I think
this is a Freem special.
I like the Jets here, dude.
Home division underdog 3 or less. He always goes with the home team.
Yeah, I'm going with the Jets here too. I agree with the Freem special here and that defense against Mac Jones. Give me the Jets, Jets. I think it'll be like 14-13. They'll win on a Sauce Gardner pick 6 or some shit.
I'm in a 2-quarterback league. I think, get the better of the trade overall, but I did downgrade my quarterback from Joe Burrow to Mac Jones. So I got to ride with Mac Jones.
Okay.
And I see that like he's high odds for first quarterback bench, non-injury. Like Mac Jones is the problem there. They're the Vikings. It's turnovers.
No, Mac Jones won't get benched, dude. You don't hire Bill O'Brien, to work with Mac Jones again.
Juju Smith-Schuster is bad.
No, I mean,
the team, New England. I really thought New England was going to beat Miami, but I like New England to win here. I'm taking New England, taking the points. I'm taking New England.
I mean, yeah, like New England might not be even that bad yet. Like, let's fucking pump the brakes, right? They lost to the defending NFC champs in the Eagles, and they lost to the Dolphins, who I think are really good with Vic Fangio taking over as coordinator. So, no, Mac's not getting benched. Zappy, is even on the active roster. I don't think they have.
Are they going to ride out Zach Wilson though, the Jets? Because if they bench him, it's over.
I think what the Jets should do is just because here's the thing. All right, I hear like all these dipshits talking about how. Now, Kirk Cousins would make sense because Kirk Cousins is good and with that defense. But here's the thing. Like, I thought that
team with Derek Carr would be fine.
Yeah, but people are talking about like bringing out like Phillip Rivers and shit. And like, no. Tom Brady, because that offensive line, any of these statues are going to die. And I think this year, if you have to suck, you might as well suck. And you got to draft like a tackle. You got to get some offensive line help. And keep stockpiling because you have all these young dudes on your team. Why are you going to go? Like, are you going to go all in and bring out Matt Ryan, or are you going to trade for? Even if you trade for Kirk Cousins, do you like the Jets to win the Super Bowl with Kirk Cousins? No, like the people that like the Jets like them because of Aaron Rodgers and that defense, not because of Kirk Cousins. And I think Rodgers is going to be back for the playoffs.
There's no chance.
They're not getting to the playoffs. Did you watch Zach Wilson last week? I thought
still, he thinks he's going to cut the injury of this in half. I don't know if he's done it yet. His doctor's in Green Bay. I don't know if he's already gone.
I don't know. I can see it happening. Cam Akers did it, and he's a running back. Think of the way that they have to plant. Like, all Rodgers really has to do. I don't know. They're not going to the playoffs. I don't want to talk about Rodgers. People get mad and they start tweeting me and calling me Gary Wolfel and stuff. Broncos are 6.5-point dogs. Holy shit. This was going to be a 3.5-point spread. This makes sense. The Broncos are shit. 6.5-point spread. Dolphins at home, 6.5-point favorites. I bet I'm going to bet the Broncos actually right now at 6.5. They're bad. I don't know if they're 6.5-point. It's worse. Although this is the Vic Fangio revenge game. Defensive coordinator now for the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins are the real deal, but the Broncos defense is still pretty good. I think they can hang within this number. I think this is like a field goal 4-point game. I'll take the Broncos here with the points. If they don't show up this week, it's over. And then what do? Like, does Russell Wilson get benched? Because you brought out Sean Payton out of retirement.
You like the Broncos here?
Why would Sean
Miami's
Payton
feeling themselves. They're going to be home. I kind of like Miami to cover that.
Okay, that's probably the smart bet. I mean, right? Denver's crap. All right, let's look here. We got the we'll save the Patriots. Jeez, the Packers game. Let's go to the Titans. 4.5-point dogs to 3.5-point dogs. Cleveland at home laying 3.5. I know Nick Chubb is only a running back and shouldn't be worth much to the market, but Deshaun's not good. You know, Deshaun. No. I think Deshaun is a broken man. You know what I mean? Because how do you go from being – he was realistically, legitimately one of the better quarterbacks that we've seen.
He was 1B. He was 1B.
Right? I mean, dude, he completed 70% of his fucking passes.
There was a game I went to, the Packers. The Packers played the Cowboys. We were in Dallas. And I joked around and said, should we just drive to Houston? Because Houston played the Sunday night game. And Deshaun had like 1,000 touchdowns. And I remember to my friends, I was like, I think he's going to score 3. And then he scored 4. And I thought, well, he might as well score 4. And but he just looked as good as anybody. It was Deshaun Watts him.
Yeah. No, I agree, man, because
now he stinks.
I even said I would.
Did you see those tweets? He's allegedly created a burner in the locker room after the game to defend himself on Twitter. Because there was this like burner really defending Deshaun, and it was created September 23.
Yeah, I think that they might be screwed because he's no longer good. But I will say this. I don't think this is the Titans special. I can't do it with Tannehill on the road now in Cleveland, because the one thing about Cleveland, they may be able to survive because of that defense. Like I was saying week 1 against the Bengals, and then again, granted they lost that game, but the defense is the real deal. And I like Jim Schwartz a lot as their coordinator. So I can't do it with the Titans on the road. I hate the number, but I'll take Cleveland 3.5-point favorites here.
Titans have won, the stat was since 2018, I believe, 28 times as the underdog. The Titans theory isn't just a theory that we have, it's actual proof. It's a thing that occurs.
Science and data. Yeah, supports this.
But so the Titans are going into Cleveland. Even with the Browns being the favorite, what's going to happen now is people are going to bet the Titans.
Yeah.
So the Browns are the favorite. They're going to bet the Titans. So the Titans are the underdog. But this is where the Titans theory comes into play, is now that people are going to be on the Titans, the Browns win this game and cover.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? I mean, yeah, I agree.
Titans theory, it's based in the underdog philosophy, but it's more than that. It's go opposite where the consensus takes you.
God, I just don't know how Cleveland, like Jerome.
I might almost survivor the Browns. The Titans are absolutely losing this fucking game.
Don't do
I won't, but
here might be a good option. Jags are upset. They
thought about it.
Trevor Lawrence looked like dump. 8.5-point favorites over the Texans. Is that defense though? So Survivor, they just have to win. So I would like this. It's just
I don't like the line. I think it's like the
line stinks.
6 or 7 point win.
Damn, Houston's bad though. I don't know why their win total was 6.5. That was one of my favorite under bets of the year, though, dude. And I like CJ Stroud, but he's a rookie. He doesn't have many options to work with. The defense, I do like what they're doing defensively. They already kind of are finding their identity under DeMeco Ryans. But this is a shitty one. I'll take the Jags 8.5-point favorites in a revenge spot after.
Oh, but you will take the Jags.
Yeah, I'll take the Jags. I can't take the Texans. I mean, I'm not betting it, but as far as like the show, I got to give a pick for every game. Jags.
All right, I will take the Texans to cover.
Okay. Another 8.5-point spread. Baltimore 8.5-point favorites over Indianapolis. I'll actually take the dog in this spot. Now I'd feel better
starting for the Colts.
See, that's the thing. When this podcast drops, we'll probably know, but as of right now, we don't. Anthony Richardson hasn't cleared the concussion protocol. This is going to be one of my favorite bets if he does. Anthony Richardson, in my opinion, has looked like the best rookie. I like Bryce, but they can't even quarterback sneak with him because he's 4'11". Anthony Richardson, granted, there's a whole side of the field he's still not really seeing, can make the throws. He wants to learn, and he's a better fantasy option than the other dickhead that I drafted, Deshaun Watson, and he's a better person off the field. I don't know how they're going to keep this one close. Actually, I do. Baltimore is beat to shit on the offensive line. They worked out 4 dudes last Wednesday. J.K. Dobbins done for the year. Bunch of injuries in the secondary. Indianapolis will keep this game close. Give me the Colts plus 8.5 on the road against the Ravens. Ravens do win, though.
I heard there might be some bad weather on the East Coast. I haven't looked into that yet.
Better not be. Better not fuck with my YouTube TV.
I'll take the Colts to cover, too. These 8.5s, what a shitty number.
Yeah, let's move off this game. I don't care.
8.5 is like the worst number there could be.
Dude.
What's the worst number? Is it like 4.5 or 8.5?
4.5 is a dead number. Well, no. I like 4.5s and 8.5s with the dogs. I don't lay. If I'm looking at favorites, I'm looking at like 2.5, 3, 6.5. Yeah. I would love to get out. I can get Alabama 6.5 this weekend. Anyway, ADD kicking in. Let's move on. Panthers 6.5-point dogs taking on the Seattle Seahawks. God damn, this is tough. Seahawks
in Seattle.
Yeah, I bet the Panthers, and they got me a push on Monday. I don't think I could do it again, dude.
I would take Seattle.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Seattle too. Oh, and you know what? Bryce Young might not even be starting in this game. It might be Andy Dalton. I'll take the Seahawks here. We don't really need to spend too much time, I don't think, on that one or this one. Dallas goes from being a 7-point favorite to 12.5 on the road against Arizona. That's a big number, and I know Arizona's covered in 2 straight games. Give me Dallas all day, every day. Dallas is going to shut them out. This could be 20-0, and we still win the bet. Dobbs has been fine against shittier, competition like the Commanders, but Dallas is the real deal defensively. I'll take another favorite here. Give me the Cowboys.
Man, Dallas' start to the season is a breeze.
Right?
Remember when the Cardinals signed Emmitt Smith?
Yeah.
Just
and Edgerrin James.
Oh, yeah, Edgerrin James.
And, yeah, they would actually, like Carson Palmer, that worked out.
I'm going to do a TikTok series of, how people are always like, here's a fact you didn't know.
Yeah.
That one guy on TikTok, he's like bald, and he goes like, here's this music sample, and then here's this one.
Yeah.
I fucking hate him.
Why?
Because I hate the TikTok to each their own. I think that's an interesting concept. Yeah, I just hate the where you don't talk and you just go.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, fuck those guys.
Say a word.
Yeah.
You're not providing any content. Say a word.
Right. And use Bart for 10% off over at fourgolfapparel.com.
Also, does Annie Ager tell jokes, or does she just say what happens and does a face? And then horny white guys say, can't miss.
Hey, do you think I'm crazy for betting the Bears plus 13 against the Kansas City Chiefs? It's a big number. Chiefs are at home at Arrowhead. Revenge game for Patrick Mahomes. Was told he was going to be drafted by the
Revenge game for Matt Nagy.
Here's the thing. Bears are going to cover that number. It's too big. And they're a shit show, so everybody's going to bet against the Bears.
But the Chiefs, there's no way. They're like, the Chiefs are my survivor, so there's no way the Bears win.
No, but I don't think that I think they cover, though. So give me the Bears plus 13. I don't think we need to spend a whole lot of time on that one either.
I am actually going to take the Chefs.
We're going to go Chiefs? All right. Well,
If you were, hey, hold on. This is a Dan Schani YouTube moment on the YouTube stream. If you were watching somebody on the TV news and you saw this background, would you think respectability or loser?
respectability.
Because it's the background I do hits now on Channel 12 every Monday
I
at
saw.
6:45 a.m. Yeah,
I love it.
but I use this background.
Yeah, I like the background, to be honest.
And I wear a hat.
I think the hat's fine too.
I had a nice little phone call with GE this week, and he goes, that's an interesting choice wearing the hat, but I think it works. I go, yeah, Gary, it's not like I'm running for city council. They're asking a podcaster to bullshit about the Packers to kill 3 minutes. I can wear a fucking hat.
I kind of agree with Gary, though. I think it's an interesting move, but,
But I'm committed now.
Plus, you don't
Although
really.
I am getting a haircut today.
Hat
So.
guy. Yeah, you got to go hat. Yeah, I agree. Hat.
And then if I do hair, I got a dark background.
Yeah, if you do hair, you kind of look like.
I look like Todd from Wedding Crashers. Just say it.
The painting was a gift, Todd. Hey, how about that Sunday night game, which is going to feature.
Just so people know, we do the Packers last.
Yeah, we do the Packers last. So I was trying to find the Sunday night game. Ooh, I bet this one. Oh, my God. I bet the Raiders on the money line against the Steelers. The Raiders are 3-point favorites against the Steelers.
I love Pittsburgh.
I love the Raiders, dude. That's a market indicator.
Pittsburgh is my 4 golf apparel hole-in-one shot of the week.
All right. I like the Raiders, so this is my shot of the week. I think the number's telling you everything that you need to know. I think they'll be able to generate enough offense even against that defense. Steelers got some injuries. Also, Matt Canada needs to go as play caller. Like, I kind of like the Steelers coming into the year. I thought Kenny Pickett was going to have a nice second year. But Matt Canada's a really bad play caller, dude. Give me Raiders!
Did you see that, chart? I don't know who fucking made it, but, everyone offensively is right in the middle, and then the Steelers are way in the bottom corner. Is they can't do shit.
Yeah. Warren Sharp.
Oh, yeah. Sharpie.
Your boy.
Sharpie. Coach Sharp.
Guy hits 80% of his picks, he says.
Yeah. Show the slip. Show the slip, Annie.
Why even? Here's the thing. If you hit fucking 70% of your picks, why would you give that information to anybody on this planet? Why would you not be in Bermuda, with just groups going out making your bets? I had a really good college football season last year. I'll never duplicate 60% ever again. I'll be happy to get 52%. But I could see 1 year, in not being a losing better, but I think I saw Warren Sharp on his site said he hits 70% or something like that. He should be thrown in jail for that nonsense. Here's a word to the wise. Anybody that tells you they hit anything 70% of the time, don't do it.
What do you hit?
Last year, let's see, actually, I got it all posted. I don't have to, it's all.
God, I hope you say 70%.
No, absolutely not. Definitely not this year, dude. My problem this year is I'm betting too much. Last year, I would pick and choose 4 games. This year, I've gotten a little out of control, so I got to dial that back. This is not going to be the week. So last year, college football. Ooh, I even got a star by my name as far as college football Action Network gave me. I hit in college football 56% of my picks. In the NFL, so 56. Last year I hit 60. That's come down a little bit. I'm not having as good of a year this year. And then in the NFL, I hit 55. Last year, 135, 110, and 5. So 55%.
But that's profitable.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, and they don't let me track player props. So my number, not to toot my own horn, would be a little bit better because I play player props more. And team totals, for whatever reason, that's why I use BetStamp now too in my link because they actually let me track that stuff because that should count towards my record. You know what I mean? Tonight, last night, whenever you're listening to this, I like Daniel Jones under 33.5 passing attempts. I like stuff like that though. AJ Dillon under rushing yards.
I like him tripping over Casper, the friendly ghost, 4.5 times.
All right, let's talk some Packers football.
We got to get Monday night.
Oh, yeah. We got a Monday night game. We only have 1 this week, right?
2.
2 again?
Yeah.
All right, we can be quick with these, though, because you got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 4.5-point favorites now at home. I bet Tampa 5.5. I don't think the Eagles are as good as they were last year, and I think Tampa Bay is going to be a surprise team.
This Eagles thing where everyone's like, "Oh, what's wrong with the Eagles?" Fucking nothing. They just won boring ways. They're fine.
Yeah, I like Tampa.
They go in there and win and cover.
You're taking the Eagles?
Yes.
All right, I'm taking Tampa, and then I'm going to take the Rams +3 against the Bengals because I think this number
is the greatest Eagle in Tampa since I golfed with my dad and recorded a 75 for the round.
It's hard to call Rams Bengals. If Burrow plays, I like the Bengals. If Burrow doesn't play, I like the Rams.
I think Burrow might miss some time.
Me too. That's why I bet the Rams +3. And if I got to do something else and get off of that, I got to do something else and get off of that. Maybe play a Bengals money line if Joe goes out there. They might lose that game.
Kurt Bankert says there's no way the Packers lose this game. None. He just can't see it. And Kurt Banker's played football. And Madden.
I mean, I can see them losing this game, dude. The Saints are good.
Losing this game. I could see them losing this game. Yeah. If you play this game 100 times, they will win 50 and lose 50.
See, here's the thing. I don't want to bet the Saints, though, because I'm kind of low on the Saints, too. And I'm going to be cheering for Green Bay. And I just want to, watch Jordan Love. And, I got my jersey. I just want to, I bet against Green Bay last week with Atlanta. I thought that was a shitty matchup, man. Let's say David Bakhtiari plays and Christian Watson plays and Aaron Jones plays. I like Green Bay, maybe. But without those guys going against Atlanta, and you got a run defense that was shit last year, going against Bijan.
Their quarterback can't run. Take the Packers.
Oh, man. I don't know that I want to pick the Saints, though. I'm going to pick the Packers, actually.
Yeah, I am too.
But how? That Saints defense is really good. Is Aaron Jones playing?
I think they're all playing. I don't know about Bach, but I think the skill guys are.
I don't give a fuck about Bach. I mean, I do, but
anytime touchdown. Here's my anytime touchdown parlay. Christian Watson, Chris Olave, Taysom Hill.
I don't like it. I don't think Taysom Hill is going to score.
Also, nobody wants to pick him up. Mike Thomas is back to being a PPR machine, and I'm starting.
Oh, God bless you. I'm going to bet something.
Michael Thomas.
No, fuck that. I know. I love a good revenge touchdown. I know who's getting in the end zone.
He ain't playing.
Why?
I don't think Jamal's playing.
No, not Jamal. Who? No, Jamal's hurt. All right, wait for it. Hold on.
No chance. He doesn't even play. He played 10 snaps last week.
Yeah, they're saving him for this one. What the fuck? 11-1 only?
Jimmy Graham,
anytime touchdown, 11-1. I want to bet him.
What's Taysom Hill?
Taysom Hill is plus 220.
Oh my Christ.
What do you think about Jesus? You know what? Fuck it. Jimmy Graham, revenge touchdown, 11-1. He comes back. He's like, I don't like the way you guys treated my boy Aaron Rodgers. Hey, what the fuck happened with Jimmy Graham? Remember right before the season, he got arrested on a Wednesday night? I was like, oh, there's no chance.
I think he got a mulligan.
And how is he back? Why is he back?
Didn't he not play last year?
Yeah, and I get missing the locker room and stuff, but wasn't the thing when Jimmy was in Green Bay, he didn't really care about football. He just wanted to fly his planes. Now he cares about football so much he had to come back. Honestly, fuck Jimmy Graham. That said, 11-1 to score a touchdown. I'm going to take
Rashid Shaheed anytime.
I'm going to pick the Packers to win, but I won't be shocked if we talk next week and the Saints won this game. I just don't want more people mad at me on Twitter for telling the truth about the team.
It's one guy that's anti-you.
No, there's a bunch of people that cry like little bitches. It's okay. It's okay to cry like a little bitch when somebody says something negative about your team, though. And I'm a fan of the team too. Notre Dame hasn't beat Ohio State since 1936. I have the leprechaun tattooed on my ass. Guess who I'm picking this week? Ohio State. Brian Kelly fucking killed the kid. He's not there anymore.
He got a mulligan on that too somehow.
I hate Brian Kelly. All right, dude. Well, this has been real. This has been fun. It's been real fun, actually. Glad to see you again. Glad to be off the men. I'm gonna go.
Yep,
now.
I've been sick the entire summer.
You may be dying.
My kid asked me if I was.
That's actually really sad.
First, I was coughing, and he asked my mom, who was here. He goes, "What's happening with my daddy?"
See, that's why you got to do what I'm telling you. You got to do the fasting.
And then he goes, "Daddy, are you gonna die?"
Yeah, my son said that to me a couple weeks ago, but it was because I had the Yukon football under 54. They fucking went for 2 for no reason. Scored 55, and I just dropped to the ground. And Nate was like, "Are you dead?" And I was like, "I wish." But unfortunately, still.
Ryan Horvat, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
All right, dude. Thanks. I got to jump on another one of these right now, and then I'm going to go to my virtual doctor. So I'll see you later.